Nick Carter, the heartthrob of the globally successful boy band Backstreet Boys, was one of the biggest pop stars of the 90s. His striking looks and undeniable talent made him a household name, with millions of fans worldwide and a career that spanned decades. Meanwhile, his younger brother Aaron Carter followed in his footsteps, carving out his own teen pop sensation status with chart-topping hits and a sparkling, carefree persona. Together, the Carter brothers lived a life that many could only dream of: luxurious mansions, flashy cars, yachts, and a network of A-list friends, living the epitome of fame and success, seemingly enjoying the rewards of their hard work and talent. But beneath the glitz and glamour, there was an undercurrent of tension. The boys' success caused their family structure to deteriorate, which caused it to fall apart behind the scenes. Their parents' volatile relationship reached a breaking point, leading to a highly publicized divorce that left a lasting impact on their children. As the family fractured, so did their sense of stability. For Nick, the eldest, fame was both a blessing and a burden. His escalating behavior, marked by public outbursts and brushes with the law, hinted at deeper struggles beneath his polished pop star persona. Meanwhile, Aaron, thrust into the limelight at a young age, grappled with the pressures of growing up under constant scrutiny. Their home life became a storm of financial disputes, emotional wounds, and unresolved trauma. The glamorous facade was hiding a darker, more complicated reality, where the price of fame came with personal and emotional costs that no amount of wealth could cure. After the release of his 2002 album Another Earthquake, Aaron Carter found himself at a crossroads. As the child star who once topped charts and charmed audiences worldwide, Aaron's career was beginning to wane in the mid-2000s. Struggling to navigate the often treacherous transition from child star to adult artist, Aaron sought guidance and mentorship. This search led him closer to Lou Pearlman, a figure who had played a pivotal role in launching the careers of boy band juggernauts like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, but whose reputation was marred by financial scandal and troubling allegations. Lou Pearlman, once celebrated as the mastermind behind some of the biggest acts in pop music, had a darker side. He infamously exploited the very artists he had helped build. Claiming to be the sixth member of these groups, Pearlman took advantage of their trust and pocketed a significant portion of their earnings. The Backstreet Boys, for instance, discovered that despite grueling tours and record-breaking album sales, including their self-titled debut album, which sold over 28 million copies worldwide, they had only earned $300,000 collectively between 1993 and 1998. Meanwhile, Pearlman pocketed millions. This revelation led to a lawsuit in 1998, with the Backstreet Boys claiming that Pearlman had stolen $10 million.
Normally, band profits would be split 5 ways. In these cases, the money was divided into 6 equal shares, number 6 being Lou Pearlman.
And he would be like, oh, I'm the 6th Backstreet Boy. Well, the boys thought it was a buddy thing until they actually saw the work and realized, okay, we have to split 6 ways here. Well, the boys were very upset. I mean, it got emotional, and they were hurt. You know, they felt that they were being betrayed by bringing in another group just like them to do this.
Lou's cloning opened the Backstreet Boys' eyes to the fact that a lot of money was coming in, but not going to them. When they had their contracts reviewed, they say their worst fears were realized. Big Papa was milking them dry.
I had not seen any contracts, in my opinion, that were as oppressive to the artist as this overall situation that he created. And it goes beyond the industry customs to the point of being absurd.
Meaning what?
What's left is these 5 guys have to divide 25 cents as opposed to dividing 75 cents. So that's where you start to see that it isn't fair.
And Pearlman's relationship with NSYNC isn't much better. In court documents, J.C. Chazet called Lou an unscrupulous, greedy, and sophisticated businessman who posed as an unselfish father figure and took advantage of our trust.
For Aaron Carter, Pearlman represented both opportunity and controversy. In 2002, Aaron and his parents filed a lawsuit against Pearlman, alleging that the manager had cheated him out of hundreds of thousands of dollars in royalties. During a 2020 Vlad TV interview, Aaron revisited this legal battle, explaining, "My mom sued him, and we sued him for the masters, and I own the masters now to my first album." Despite winning that lawsuit and securing ownership of his masters, Aaron's feelings about Pearlman were complex and at times contradictory. When asked about the financial scandals surrounding Pearlman, Aaron offered a surprisingly defensive perspective, stating, "Why not? He put all his money and time, invested everything into that group, and gave them their careers that they still have today. I'm not going to be the one that's going to be like, oh yeah, Lou Pearlman's. No, I'm going to tell you the complete story. I like to pet sharks backwards." Lou Pearlman's legal troubles, however, extended far beyond mismanaging royalties. In 2006, Pearlman was accused of orchestrating one of the largest Ponzi schemes in U.S. history, defrauding investors of over $300 million. In 2007, after attempting to evade capture, Pearlman was apprehended in Bali, Indonesia, and subsequently pled guilty to conspiracy, money laundering, and making false statements during bankruptcy proceedings. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison in 2008. By the time of Pearlman's arrest, his image was further tainted by allegations of inappropriate conduct. Rumors began to circulate that Pearlman had used the boy bands as a guise for improper behavior. Vanity Fair's 2007 expose included testimonies from various sources, including Aaron and Nick Carter's mother, Jane Carter. Jane claimed to have warned other parents and exposed Pearlman's behavior, stating, "Certain things happened, and it almost destroyed our family." Though she stopped short of providing explicit details, citing concerns about her relationship with Nick, her comments suggested a deep unease with Pearlman's actions. A.J. McLean's mother further corroborated the unsettling rumors, recalling how Nick Carter's enthusiasm for spending time at Pearlman's home suddenly shifted. "There was a flip at some point," she said, adding that the Carter family had heard whispers of inappropriate behavior. Despite these allegations, and his family's own troubled history with Pearlman, Aaron Carter staunchly defended the disgraced manager in public interviews. During the 2019 documentary The Boy Band Con, Aaron grew visibly agitated when questioned about Pearlman's alleged misconduct. "Shut up," he snapped, staring directly into the camera. He insisted the claims were baseless and a fabrication.
Lou Pearlman project, and it's just so sad. It just hurts, man. It hurts to see people attack him and continuously attack him, because I go through the same thing. I'm going through it right now. He was a gummy bear.
Aaron's defense of Pearlman seemed to stem from a place of loyalty, perhaps forged during a time when he viewed Pearlman as a mentor and a source of stability in an otherwise chaotic life. In an attempt to revive his career, Aaron Carter joined Dancing with the Stars in 2009, hoping the exposure would restore his prominence. Despite finishing in 5th place, his appearance failed to reignite his career, highlighting the entertainment industry's tendency to discard child stars as they grow older. The once bright star of Carter's youth began to dim further, replaced by a narrative of personal challenges, legal troubles, and substance abuse. Aaron's downward spiral became apparent in 2008 when he was arrested for marijuana possession after being pulled over for speeding in Texas. By 2011, Aaron sought professional help by entering rehab at the Betty Ford Center. While his representatives framed it as a move to improve himself, it signified the profound difficulties he faced transitioning from child stardom to adulthood while grappling with the lasting pressures of his early fame. The Carter family faced a devastating blow in 2012 with the sudden death of Aaron's sister, Leslie, at the age of 25 from a drug overdose. This tragedy deeply affected Aaron and further strained relationships within the family. Nick Carter notably did not attend Leslie's funeral, a decision that Aaron reportedly viewed as abandonment during a time of immense grief. Nick addressed his decision during an appearance on Dr. Phil, shedding light on the fraught dynamics within the Carter family. "I wanted to be at my sister's funeral, but my family has always had a complicated dynamic," Nick admitted. He revealed that the family had blamed him for Leslie's struggles and her subsequent death, a sentiment he described as deeply painful. Stating, quote, "I started to get blamed by the rest of the family. They were blaming me for the death," he explained. As the eldest sibling, Nick shared that he had often carried the burden of responsibility, including for the struggles of his younger siblings. The family's history of addiction further complicated matters, with Nick acknowledging that 3 of the 5 Carter children, including himself, had battled drug problems. Despite his absence, Nick expressed profound sorrow over Leslie's death, calling it the most horrific news I've ever heard. Struggling to process the loss, he admitted, "Still, to this day, I kind of don't believe that it happened." In 2013, Aaron Carter filed for bankruptcy, citing debts exceeding $3.5 million, much of which was owed to the IRS. His financial troubles stemmed from mismanagement during his teenage years, coupled with a decline in income as his career faltered. Reflecting on his financial woes in a 2016 interview with GQ, Aaron shared, "When I turned 18, I got $2 million in trust fund money, and I got $4 million in taxes my parents didn't pay when I was 11 and 12 years old. I worked really hard for that money, my whole life, up until I was 18, doing thousands and thousands of shows, working and providing for my family." He contrasted his experience with that of his brother Nick, adding, "When my brother was 18 years old, he was out of the house, didn't take care of the family. I started when I was 7 years old and was a provider for my family too." His words reflected deep resentment and a desire to be seen as more than a victim of circumstances. The death of their father, Robert Carter, in 2017, added to the Carter family's already heavy burden. The loss further widened the rift between Aaron and Nick, whose relationship had become emblematic of Aaron's ongoing struggles. Public disputes and accusations between the brothers played out in interviews and on social media, painting a picture of a family unable to reconcile its differences. Nick's life seemed to move in a different direction, enjoying renewed success with the Backstreet Boys and embracing fatherhood with the birth of his son, Odin, in 2016. For Aaron, however, these years were marked by increasing turmoil. The contrast between the brothers' trajectories underscored Aaron's feelings of isolation and a lingering sense of being overshadowed and unsupported by his family. In 2017 and 2019, Aaron Carter appeared on the TV show The Doctors, candidly discussing his struggles with mental health and addiction. He revealed that he had been diagnosed with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and multiple personality disorder. He also opened up about his addiction battles, including his efforts to quit smoking marijuana and his huffing addiction, a startling revelation he shared publicly for the first time. "It's something that I've kept secret from the whole world until now," he admitted. To manage the damage caused by huffing, Aaron explained that he was taking gabapentin and fish oil to repair the serotonin receptors in my brain. During the interview, Aaron revealed that his late sister, Leslie, who tragically passed away from a drug overdose in 2012, had introduced him to huffing when he was just 16 years old. While he didn't immediately embrace the habit, it became a destructive coping mechanism after he turned 23, particularly following his stint on Dancing with the Stars. "I was huffing because I was really stupid and sad, but this is really no excuse," he confessed. "I was huffing because I'm a drug addict." The interview underscored the gravity of Aaron's battle with addiction and mental health issues, which he acknowledged had profoundly affected his life. By 2019, his relationships with his family had reached a breaking point. His older brother, Nick Carter, and Aaron's twin sister, Angel, filed restraining orders against him, citing concerns for their safety. Nick alleged that Aaron had exhibited erratic behavior and disclosed having thoughts of harming family members. Nick described the decision as one made out of love to protect his family, but Aaron saw it as betrayal. He took to social media to lash out at Nick and Angel, accusing them of lying and attempting to manipulate public perception. Aaron also claimed to own firearms for self-defense, which he displayed on social media, further fueling concerns. Amid this chaos, Aaron made allegations of his own, resurfacing a video from their family's reality show House of Carters, which showed a physical altercation between him and Nick. He also recalled a 2001 incident at the Kids' Choice Awards when Nick allegedly smashed a pie in his face during an acceptance speech. These accusations painted a picture of long-standing familial dysfunction that had played out both privately and publicly over the years. Despite these tensions, Aaron sought to redefine his life in 2021 when he welcomed a son, Prince, with his fiancée, Melanie Martin. Fatherhood gave him a renewed sense of purpose, and he often spoke about how much he wanted to be a good father. On social media, he expressed how becoming a parent had shifted his perspective and motivated him to confront his struggles.
He's precious. There's nothing like this, you know? Nothing. I've experienced a lot of cool things in my life. I mean, I've been everywhere. I've been Eiffel Towers and monuments and working with people, but there's nothing like this, man. Nothing like this. When he looks at you and, oh yeah, you looking at me? Is that right? Say hi. Want to say hi?
There was hope that this new chapter in his life could provide the stability he needed to overcome his personal demons. However, the challenges proved overwhelming. Addiction and mental health struggles continued to cast a shadow over Aaron's attempts at a comeback. In the final days of his life, Aaron Carter appeared to be in a state of transition, both personally and professionally. He had listed his Lancaster, California home for sale, signaling his intention to start a new chapter in his life. The 7-bedroom, 4-bathroom house was put on the market about a month before his untimely death. On October 25, 2022, Carter shared his frustrations about the moving process on Instagram, writing, "Finally, out this. My garage is full of 6 bedrooms right now, and all of my stuff around 2/3 of it. I can't wait to move. Being a homeowner is a lot more difficult than y'all think, LOL." This post offered a glimpse into the chaotic nature of his life during this period. Despite the stress of moving, Carter remained active on social media, engaging with his fans and sharing snippets of his life. One of his final public moments came on November 3, 2022, when he went live on TikTok for nearly 2 hours. Fans watched as he chatted, played around, and even sang, a glimpse of the performer he had always been. There were moments of joy in his interaction, moments where he seemed lighthearted, as if the weight of his troubles had momentarily lifted. But beneath the surface, those who had followed his journey closely knew that all wasn't well. On the morning of November 5, 2022, a quiet Saturday in Lancaster, California, in his home, the life of former pop star Aaron Carter came to a tragic end. At approximately 11 a.m., Carter's housekeeper made a devastating discovery. The 34-year-old singer was found submerged and unresponsive in his bathtub. The 911 call that followed was frantic, with the dispatcher instructing the housekeeper to begin CPR in a desperate attempt to save Carter's life. Paramedics rushed to the scene, but it was too late. At 11:14 a.m., Aaron Carter was pronounced dead. In the bathroom and bedroom, investigators found cans of compressed air and prescription pills, grim indicators of the struggles that had plagued the young star for years. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner coroner's report, released on April 18, 2023, provided the final tragic details and stated that Carter's death was ruled an accident caused by drowning due to the effects of difluoroethane, a gas found in aerosol spray cans, and alprazolam, Xanax. The report also concluded that Carter had become incapacitated while in the bathtub due to the effects of these substances. Aaron's death shocked his family and fans alike. For Nick Carter, the loss was particularly devastating. Despite their tumultuous relationship, Nick mourned his brother deeply, sharing an emotional tribute on social media. "Even though my brother and I have had a complicated relationship, my love for him has never ever faded," Nick wrote. His grief was compounded by the complex and unresolved nature of their bond, marked by both love and conflict. The Carter family, already reeling from the loss of their sister Leslie in 2012, faced another heart-wrenching tragedy. Aaron's passing underscored the toll that fame, addiction, and mental health struggles had taken on their family. Angel Carter's reaction to Aaron Carter's death was a complex mixture of grief, acceptance, and a determination to create positive change. As Aaron's twin sister, Angel states she had a unique perspective on his struggles and had been preparing for this tragic outcome for years, revealing that she had been in therapy since her early 20s, anticipating Aaron's potential death due to his ongoing battles with addiction. Stating, quote, "I knew this day was going to come, and I think he knew it too," she shared, highlighting the painful reality of watching a loved one struggle with substance abuse.
It was almost like a guilt for his success
Yeah.
that he
In a
felt
sense,
bad about.
yeah, definitely. Because he
Interesting.
thought that the success, destroyed the
what-
family.
Yeah.
Right. And it wasn't his responsibility to carry all that weight. But when you are, I always say, like for Aaron, he was working like an adult. He had his innocence stripped away from him. And he would often be out on these long tours, year round, gone, just wanting to come home.
Yeah.
And, my parents would say, "Oh, just finish this tour and we'll buy you a boat. We'll do this, we'll do that." And they would with his money.
Right.
But he just wanted to be home. He just wanted to be
Yeah.
a kid. He wanted to, make friends, and
Yeah. Go play
his
outside.
innocence was not protected.
Aaron's story is a cautionary tale about the dark side of child stardom, a narrative shared by others like Britney Spears and Macaulay Culkin. Britney, who also rose to fame as a teenager, endured relentless public scrutiny and the crushing weight of expectation, culminating in her widely publicized breakdown in 2007. Similarly, Macaulay Culkin's meteoric rise as the star of Home Alone brought not only immense wealth, but also familial strife and personal struggles as he navigated adulthood. These parallel stories illuminate the vulnerabilities of young stars thrust into the limelight without adequate support. The fame and fortune that many dream of often come at a steep cost. The loss of a normal childhood, unrelenting public scrutiny, and a difficult transition into adulthood. Aaron Carter's life was one of contradictions. He was a beacon of joy for fans, but struggled privately with pain. His tragic end serves as a somber reflection on the pressures of fame and the importance of mental health support, reminding us all of the humanity behind the headlines. The tragedies that have befallen the Carter family cast a long, somber shadow. Aaron's untimely passing in 2022, the devastating loss of his sister Leslie to a drug overdose in 2012, their father Robert's death in 2017, and the recent death of their sister Bobby Jean Carter from an accidental overdose all paint a heartbreaking picture of a family fractured by pain. These successive losses have not only highlighted the fragility of life, but also the devastating impact of unresolved trauma, addiction, and the relentless pressures of fame. The Carter family's story is one of extraordinary highs and devastating lows, a reflection of the hidden costs of stardom that often go unspoken. Fame, for all its allure, is an unforgiving force. It demands perfection, but it offers little support for those who falter. For the Carters, fame magnified their personal struggles and family dynamics, exposing them to a public eager to consume every detail, regardless of how painful or private. Their story also serves as a lens through which we can understand the challenges faced by today's young stars, like Billie Eilish and Justin Bieber, who have risen to immense fame in the digital era. Both Billie and Justin have spoken candidly about the psychological toll that stardom has taken on them. Billie, who achieved meteoric success as a teenager, has often shared how the intense scrutiny of her personal life and appearance affects her self-esteem. In interviews, she has revealed moments of loneliness and vulnerability, despite her acclaim as a global sensation. Justin Bieber, who rose to fame at an even younger age, has become a spokesperson for the emotional strain of being a child star. As a teenager, Justin was catapulted to superstardom, and his life quickly became a media circus. While he enjoyed unparalleled success, the constant pressure to maintain his image led to a public breakdown. In recent years, Justin has openly addressed his struggles with mental health, addiction, and the challenges of growing up in the spotlight. He has spoken about how fame created a bubble of isolation, where genuine relationships were hard to find and trust was scarce. Unlike Aaron, Billy and Justin have the benefit of a more open conversation about mental health in the entertainment industry today. The stigmas that once silenced stars like Aaron are being dismantled, making it more acceptable to seek help and speak about vulnerabilities. However, the core challenges remain the same: the loss of anonymity, the unrelenting judgment from the public, and the pressure to succeed at all costs. From childhood, Aaron and Nick were placed in situations where the pressures of performing, earning, and maintaining public personas took precedence over their emotional well-being. The result was a family dynamic strained by unresolved conflicts, addiction, and grief, a pattern that repeated itself across generations. It was once stated that fame may bring the world to your feet, but it does not guarantee peace, and often it obscures the most important truth of all: that everyone, no matter how celebrated they are, is human first.